scoring in the game of basketball, something only a few elite players can do at a very high and efficient level, such as Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Allen Iverson, Wilt Chamberlain, James Harden, Stephen Curry. But today, we're talking about some of the most points ever scored in a single game by one player. So, we're going to start with the players who dropped 70 or more first. So, one player who dropped 70 or more was Devin Booker. On March 24th, 2017, Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns will go against the Boston Celtics. And in that game, Devin Booker, he will go for 70 points in that game. He will play a total of 45 minutes. And he would shoot 21 for 40 from the field and 4 for 11 from the three-point line and end up with 70 points. But sadly, he came up short in that game, losing that game by 10 points with the score being 120 to 130. Another player who dropped 70 or more points is Joel Embiid. So, up against the San Antonio Spurs, Joel Embiid would go for 70 points playing against Victor Wembanyama, who is the tallest player in basketball today. So, with Joel Embiid's 70 points, he would take a total of 41 shots and a total of 23 free throws. Oh my God. He took free throws damn near more than the whole Spurs team. But let's move on to 71 points. So, a player who will drop 71 points is Elgin Baylor on November the 15th, 1960 against the New York Knicks. So, Elgin Baylor will go for 71 points, shoot a total of 48 times. By the way, back then, they didn't have a three-point line, so he didn't take no threes that night. And he would also shoot 18 free throws for the night. And his team would pick up the victory with the score being 123 to 108. Moving on to the next guy who would drop 71 points, which would be that guy, David Robinson, up against the LA Clippers. So, on April 24th, 1994, David Robinson will go for 71 points, shoot a total of 41 shots, one three-pointer by the way, and he hit one, and have a total of 25 free throws shot. And his team would pick up the dub with the score being 112 to 97. And now we move on to the next player who dropped 70 or more points, which was Donovan Mitchell on January 2nd, 2023, up against the Chicago Bulls. On that night, Donovan Mitchell will go for 71 points and play a total of 50 minutes, and he only shot the ball 34 times that night. He also shot a total of 15 threes that night and 25 free throws. And of course, he and the Cleveland Cavaliers would pick up the dub with the score being 145 to 134. Moving on to the most recent guy to score 71 points, which was Damian Lillard on February 26, 2023, where they played the Houston Rockets. And this night, Damian Lillard will only play a total of 39 minutes, shoot 38 shots, 22 threes, and go 14 for 14 from the free throw line. And his team would pick up the dub against the Rockets with the score being 131 to 114. This game, Damian Lillard said he could have went for 100 points. The only player in NBA history to score just 72 points is Wilt Chamberlain, which came on November the 3rd, 1962. This was before Martin Luther King got assassinated. This is insane. Martin Luther King probably saw this game. But in this game, it was Wilt Chamberlain and the San Francisco Warriors versus the Los Angeles Lakers. And in this game, Wilt Chamberlain shot 48 times. By the way, he didn't have a three-point line, so he got all these points from ones and twos because he shot free throws this game, shooting a total of 18 free throws this game. And him and his team would actually lose this game with a score being 115 to 127, moving on to 23 points. So the only two players to score 73 points in an NBA game is Wilt Chamberlain doing it twice and David Thompson. So the first time an NBA player ever scored 73 points was on January 13th, 1962, where it was the Philadelphia Warriors versus the Los Angeles Lakers. And that night, Wilt Chamberlain would play a total of 63 minutes, shoot a total of 62 times, and 31 free throws. Goodness gracious, but his team will come up short with the score being 147 to 151. Now moving on to the next time an NBA player scored 73 points, which was November the 16th, 1962, where it was the San Francisco Warriors versus the New York Knicks. And at that game, Wilt Chamberlain would play a total of 48 minutes, shoot 43 times, and 19 free throws. And his team would actually pull up the dub this time, with the score being 127 to 111. Now we move on to the time David Thompson did it, which was April 9th, 1978, where it was the Denver Nuggets versus the Detroit Pistons. That game, David Thompson would play a total of 43 minutes, shoot 38 times, and shoot 20 free throws. No threes, by the way. But his team will come up short in a very, very close game, with the score being 137 to 139. So, a score of 74 to 77 has never been done in an NBA game. So now we move on to 78, which only happened once in NBA history, which was done by, of course, Wilt Chamberlain. And that came on December 8th, 1961, where it was the Philadelphia Warriors versus the Los Angeles Lakers. In that game, Wilt Chamberlain played 63 total minutes, shoot 62 times, and have 31 free throws. And his team will come up short, with the score being 147 to 151. Damn, Wilt is on here a lot, but he's losing a lot of these games. But with that being said, the score of 79 to 80 has never been done in an NBA game ever. So now we move on to one of the most iconic games in NBA history, which came on January 22nd, 2006. It was the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Toronto Raptors. And in this game, the legend himself, Kobe Bean Bryant, would go for 81 points. And in this game, he would shoot a total of 46 times, and 46 of those shots was 13 threes. And he would go to the free throw line 20 times and hit 18 of them. And he only played 42 minutes this game, and his team pulled out the dub, with the score being 122 to 104. And now move on to the most points scored in an NBA game by a single player. So the date is March 2nd, 1962, and the Philadelphia Warriors would suit up and play against the New York Knicks. And in this game, it was a historic game in basketball history. So this game, Wilt Chamberlain will go for 100 points. So in this game, Wilt Chamberlain went for 100 points, 25 rebounds, and 2 assists. Blocks wasn't being counted back then, so he's probably, let's just say he had 10 blocks that game. So basically 100 point triple double. So that is legendary. But his team was also able to pull out the dub against New York Knickerbockers, with the score being 169 to 147. And after the game, one of the most iconic basketball photos was taken while Wilt Chamberlain held up the 100 point card, which has now been replicated over 1 billion times in sports history. But for some odd reason, we don't have any footage of Wilt Chamberlain scoring 100 points, but we have footage of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all those guys, but we don't have footage of Wilt Chamberlain's 100 point game. That's kind of fishy. I mean, hey, I can even look up Bill Russell's highest scoring performance, but I can't look up Wilt Chamberlain's 100 point game, in which at that time, he was the best basketball player in the world, and nobody recorded the game against the New York Knicks, which is one of the biggest basketball franchises in the world. Yeah, something's up, but that's all I got for the video. Hey, maybe this one of you might want to like us up. I don't, that's your choice, but that's all I got.
Well, I thought that was all for this video, but apparently it wasn't. Luka Doncic went on to drop 73 points after I was done recording this video. What is my luck? But let's talk about the 73 point game Luka Doncic had. So on January 26, 2024, against the team who drafted him, Luka Doncic dropped 73 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists. Oh my goodness, he dropped the Hawks off, and now being added to a player who dropped 70 or more points in a single NBA game. But that should be all for today. I am out.